I'm just gonna say right now, I fucking hate this stage 90. I don't know how many takes this is gonna take, but this is take 1 for the record. Now, for this first stage, if you have Dizzy, you can actually just ignore hitting the ads entirely. You can just go straight for Tenebria and nothing else. But if you don't have Dizzy, you should put everyone else on hitting the ads. You should only hit her when you absolutely have to, because ads do a lot of damage and they strip as well. There's no advantage to getting through the stage quicker. Can't really do anything with the soul you keep anyways. If your comp has low sustain, then you can try and kill it earlier as well. Most Dizzy comps, sometimes they only run 1 Soul Weaver for this. And if you run 1 Soul Weaver, then you need to just get to the 3rd stage as fast as possible. Or the 2nd one will become pretty rough too. No crit. I'll show you your stats later. That's kind of bullshit. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm using a level 50 Falconer as well. I'll show you all the stats at the end of this video, but for this stage, Mont and Falconer, well, you can pretty much run the stage with 2 level 50s. Somebody on Reddit that did it with all level 50s actually, but his comp was quite insane. Let's see, should be silence. After this stage is the Ross, Mercedes, and Aether stage, which is where you really need some form of CC for Aether, or getting through that stage is going to be very difficult. I'll explain it when we get there. But for now, it's kind of just a breeze, you're not doing any damage. Aureus makes the stage so easy. Now, what's important is you want to enter the next stage with your provoke up and your Tam's 3rd skill if possible. Since they burn your soul in the next turn anyways, then you just want to... You can use Archie to set it up, your cooldowns, that is. If you bring her under the threshold with Archie, then it won't actually trigger her next phase. Only when she's hit by a character will she trigger the next phase. Here's where it's important to have immunity on, but I don't actually have like a team event immunity except for Mont. Now some comps, you can just kill Aether anyways, because I have a lot of single target damage with my comp. When the enemy takes your turn, they'll burn 10 soul each, and a little thing will appear above their head. I'll show you. Be destroyed. Be destroyed. That means Aether will say reveal the truth, meaning that he is the one you have to kill to progress to the next phase of the fight. Sometimes when, depending on your comp, if the ad you have to kill is Ross, it can be pretty hard, because you have to kill him through Aether too, and Mercedes CC. Now the 3rd phase is not that important to come in with a lot of cooldowns, since the 3rd phase is extremely easy until she hits 50% HP, which is when things really start ramping up. Here, since Aether's provoked, he can't heal or anything. Just gonna breeze right through this. Stop. If you don't have Mont, or if you don't want to use Mont for whatever reason, I highly recommend using 2 potion wells right now. I have the luxury of having a plus 30 potion well, on my Tam. So if you don't have one of those either, you can also use 2 potion wells. Especially if you have Dizzy, you won't be taking like any damage on these stages. Oh, did I have provoke there? I think I messed up. Feel the truth, dual attack, whatever. Okay, how much HP does either have? I should have checked. Shady CC, very nice. 28,000, so not that much. When you get to the next stage, you should, if you have any excess souls from this one, you should just use them as fast as possible. Since during the next stage, Spectre Tamer will have the same effects. She'll burn your soul at the start of your turn. Jesus, can this guy like die maybe? Holy fuck, it's like I'm facing Dizzy. Okay, she didn't heal that much. Sorry, I'm good. Should die on the next rotation.
Got it, just like we practiced. I'll help you. It's hard.
Cleanse here. My Montmorency is on Magahara's, so she can cleanse more often for the next stage coming. Rod is also a very good replacement.
I will continue my training. I will pierce everything.
If I remember correctly, this is missing health damage. So I'd very much like it if this person just died.
Let me help you. Is it my turn? Hurry! Ouch! Fight a little harder, Flurry. Quickly!
Yep.
I think I'm going to faint.
I think I should get a heal up before. He's gonna activate this ability when I enter the next phase, meaning she'll debuff me. So optimally you want to cleanse, but since I'm running a fast Montmorency with Tome, I think I can get through this fine. This part of the final phase is the easy part, easily.
I will do my best.
Not bad.
Let me take your pain away. I hope this job.
What's important about this is that you absolutely must keep all debuffs off your characters at all times. You're not going to do any damage to her. Since every time a debuff character takes a turn, she will heal for about 10,000 HP. And if you debuff her, then she will gain 50% combat rate in its full hit while debuffed. Just like Shadow Rose from 480. However, sometimes it's worth debuffing her. Still. If it's like a defense fake with the green Bologna, or maybe with like Seal Arena at some point. Right now, the stage is so easy though. Before 50%, you never want to debuff her, because giving her more turns, as you saw, she just healed her. Giving her more turns means she'll gain stats quicker.
I hope this job is a little easier.
And that's generally how people lose in the second phase. They run out of damage.
I will continue my training.
Now, Dizzy in this, although she's really strong for the first and second phase, she's still decent in this phase, where she can just spam S2. Preferably Dizzy on this phase, you can put her on Joker, or you could put her on Atticus to get more value out of her pushback, since Effective Reaver can still be pushed back, and she has a low effect resistance compared to most high-end PvE monsters. Interestingly, we actually have our cases here, but it doesn't do much. We'll just use it for the damage.
Fight a little harder, Flurry.
Actually, no, I'll cycle too fast for the immunity on Mont to do anything.
Is it my turn? That must have been painful. I will shine. Together.
Pocket of Clary is very good because although she doesn't offer much burst healing, she heals a lot like over the course of the whole battle.
Maybe I'm working
And
too hard.
because Spectranevia does more damage or has more effects based on how low your HP is after she uses an ability, namely this one,
I will do my best.
you want to keep yourself topped off at all times. That's where Momo helps as well.
All enemies will fall to my spear.
Push back. Thank you.
I hope this job is a little easier. I'm scared. Yep. Melt away.
This ability can really screw you over if you don't have a potion bell on the right character.
Fall into nightmare. Fight a little harder, Flurry.
Since once she starts getting into these phases, or this under 50% phase, if you feel like it's stunned, or your cleanser can't cleanse, then it's very bad. She'll start healing back up if you still have debuffs. Or she'll start LDPSing your healing.
Is it my turn? I'm scared. Listen.
Nice. I did get this up.
To my song. Ta-da! Ladies and gentlemen.
Soon I can actually go for a Falcon or Clary defense break. I don't think I built her with that much effectiveness, but look at a soul burn. I'll try that as well.
Here I go.
This is the hard part of this stage.
Is my stage. I'm ready.
And she'll heal after Commander Arena does her
Is
turn.
it my turn?
This is why Hero's such a Mont is so good. Now, if you have unhealable on your unit, then generally you want to S2 on Mont instead of S3, but I did it for the faster rotation, because if you S2 on Mont, I'll show you in a second, your unhealable unit will still be healed. As you can see, Tamarin.
I'll do my best. Shine free.
And it's a good turn cycle.
Fight a little harder, Flurry.
It's hard to say what to do here. I won't be able to get enough soul, but at the same time, giving her an extra turn is going to be very bad at this point in the fight. I think I'll get a bit of rotation to use it later.
I'll keep going.
The defense fake for one turn isn't worth
The
it.
shield does not back down.
I won't be able to get any damage. I have to like one more seal.
You can't close your eyes.
Oh, she didn't burn all my soul
Hello?
here?
Let's fight
Okay.
together. Got it, Flurry? Just like we practiced. I will continue my training. I'll help you.
This is pretty bad, actually. Considering this hits Lorena, I might actually lose. And I can Archie here soon. But I also need to heal. This doesn't give enough souls. Although Tamara will cut. Yeah, okay.
I hope this job is a little easier.
Can Archie here.
I think I'm going
I also have the opportunity to heal. This is the thing that decreases your soul. Sincerely doubt I can one-shot Lorena though. I think it's definitely better to go for the heal.
Go
Just in
away.
case.
Kiss my feet.
If I didn't have Aureus, it probably would one-shot a Commander Lorena.
I will step on you.
Didn't go for it.
I will do my
There
best.
it is, all the soul is gone. Don't actually need to heal here. Because I have potion though. Just go for the attack.
The spirit of a commander. Feel my might in the point of my spear.
There you have it. This thing is pretty much as good as done.
Fight a little harder,
If you
Flurry.
have any questions, just
I'm
message
scared.
me in Go Chat or whatever.
Listen
My first time actually doing a guide video.
to my song.
Might be a little bit,
Ladies and gentlemen,
under the quality, but I have to say.
let's shine.
Is it my turn? Maybe I'm working too hard. Fly, Flurry! Get him!
So then it's just easy to do the defense break.
My spear will protect everyone.
And that is it.
I hope this job is a little easier. Help me.
Okay.
Ooh, that'd be a fun shot.
I will shine together. I'm ready.
I'll help you. Here I
I
go.
think I cut this game.
Got it, Flurry. Just like we practiced.
I will continue my training.
I'll keep going. Let me take...
I actually almost threw this fight by defense breaking.
Listen to me sing.
That would have been so sad if I had lost there.
Let's fight together.
Fight a little harder, Flurry.
Quickly.
Yes? I will do my best. It's going to be okay.
The order of the
Alright,
shield
Commander
does not
Luna.
back down. All enemies will fall to my spear.
Oh man, I still have to kill the gears after this as well. Should be all I'm giving many of my units to do this. No rewards, heavy hands. Alright, here is... Where did she go? Tamara? Here's my Tamara, pretty fast actually, 211. She definitely doesn't need to be this fast if you want to do this, especially if all your units are 6 stars. I think it's just important that she's on Potion Val. It's important to put your faster Soul Reaver on Potion Val. If you could remove, like, maybe go for 190 speed and increase the defensive stats a bit, this run would be a lot safer. Now for Montmorency, pretty standard Montmorency build actually. She doesn't really need that much effect resistance in this fight. It's nice to have, but if you can make her a fast and bulkier cleanser, it'll also be fine, since you can just immunity yourself. Especially with Rod, if you run Rod, then going for a more heal-centric build can work as well. Command Arena. I put her on speed set, but this might be easier to build a lifesteal set. She didn't need to do that much damage in that fight for sure. If you had a lifesteal set and crit, it's definitely a lot easier to build. All of her gear is like pretty insane actually. She definitely doesn't need to be that strong. Her skill tree is not leveled that much either. Now, for DPS replacements, I'll go through that after. Falconer, pretty standard Falconer build as well. She's super fast in this build because of her speed substats. She doesn't need to be this fast for sure, and instead of Falconer, if you took... If you took someone like Dugu, or someone other Sierra League, I know some people did it on the other channel, but I don't recommend it. Dizzy definitely equalizes this stage. Oops. As for DPS replacements, you could use Curious as one. If you use Curious, you should definitely run Dizzy to increase the poison duration. Luna is another one. She pretty much uses the same build and offers the same functionality as Commander Luna. I actually prefer Commander Luna due to her CR push and CR manipulation with S3. Green Bologna, if you have Rosa or a high level Daydream Joker, Green Bologna can almost one-shot the boss. The first time I did this, I used Green Bologna, and I didn't care about putting debuffs because I just defense breaked and did enough damage. Alright, there it is.